Alright, what's up ladies and gentlemen? So today, no vlog, it's just another rest day. So I'm pretty much doing the same shit that I did yesterday. But I want to give you guys a little presentation on bringing up weak body parts. How to turn weak points into strong points. This is something I struggled with for a while myself, especially with my chest and back. So I'm going to give you guys some pointers I think you could apply to generally every body part. It's going to kind of be established in like a hierarchical fashion. So from like most important to, you know, what we got to build on first, essentially. So first priority to last priority. So let's get this going. First off, what we should not do. Don't just start doing more sets of the same bullshit, the same poor stimulus, the same exercises you've been doing that are not cutting it. If you're doing, you know, if you have a shit sandwich, you just keep slapping more shit on it, still a shit sandwich. Same thing with frequency. Don't just keep doing more frequency of the same poor stimulus. Again, just a shit sandwich with more shit. Flipping exercises too often. You're not giving anything enough time to really see how it plays out. You know, you should be running an exercise for, in my opinion, you know, once you have a good feel for it, at least 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Really run that shit into the ground and get as strong as you possibly can on it with good form. Then, next off, adding weight without feeling the target muscle. A lot of people do this when they're logbooking. They'll let the logbook get in their head and then just keep chasing numbers over time, not being patient. Patience is key, especially if you're doing like 4, 5, 6 rep sets. You're not gonna get that 5th or that 6th rep with clean form back to back to back to back. So don't expect it. Be patient. Be willing for it to take a couple sessions for your adaptations to accrue up enough that you actually make that progression. Next off, half range of motion. Doing half range of motion is just going to be half stimulus per rep. That's going to make each rep less stimulative, each set less stimulative, more junk volume, more wasted time. So, first off, mind-muscle connection, form, stimulus. So this is going to be essentially the first block of building out our stimulus. It's going to come from each rep we do. So we want to make sure from the get-go we have good reps. So, are you feeling tension in the target muscle? If you have a lack of accurate stimulus to the target tissue, you're not going to get any growth. I mean, if you're not fucking getting any tension in the muscle, you're not getting any mechanical tension, the main driver of hypertrophy, muscle growth, why the fuck is your muscle going to grow? So make sure when you start doing an exercise, you're actually feeling it in the target muscle. Now, I'm not saying to do any of this stupid, retarded, fucking super stretch, super squeeze bullshit. You can be pretty moderate with this. Just make sure, again, large range of motion, like I say below, full range of motion, deep lengthened and shortened positions. Don't over exaggerate it though. Don't overthink it. Just make sure you're getting a full range of motion. Then control the ends of the movement. Don't just sit here, do sloppy bullshit like you see everyone bench, ooh, boom, fucking pop off their chest, complete stretch reflex, no tension in the muscle. That's how you either injure yourself, tear a pec, or just get less stimulus. So keep your shit controlled, feel tension in the target muscle, make sure you're actually feeling the muscle work. That's what we're gonna do for each rep. So make sure you feel the stretch and you feel the squeeze. Then try and control it between there. Next off, exercise selection. So once we establish a good basis for what each actual rep should be doing to our muscles, then we look at what exercises should we pick to get this done. So for weak body parts especially, be willing to experiment. Unconventional shit can work. Now I'm not saying to go around doing this science-based bullshit that you see on Instagram thinking, oh, this is gonna be the magic solution. Oftentimes, you know, it's just making sure you establish a good foundation in terms of each rep being stimulative. But, you know, if you've tried all that for a long time, you've gotten very strong, and it still didn't work, you know, okay, let's start to get funky. You know, shit like doing a camber bar bench where you get more stretch through your chest might get you more stimulus, might get your chest to grow better. Or for calves, fucking getting a gnarly stretch if you weren't before, probably gonna get more stimulus and might kickstart their growth. You know, we have to be willing to experiment here. Don't just go around asking questions, researching without actually trying shit. So, don't lose sight. There's a difference between a sledgehammer and a scalpel. And frankly, most people don't need to be worrying about scalpels. They need to worry about getting strong as fuck with good form at a bodybuilding rep range. So when it comes to picking our exercises, we have a couple criteria. Stable. That doesn't mean doing single leg Bosu ball squats. That is not doing jack shit for you. Big range of motion. None of these half squats, none of these half leg presses, half pull downs, any of this shit. All the way up or all the way down, full range of motion, big stretch. Stretch heavy resistance curves can make a difference in the total amount of load you're able to move in an exercise. we can take, for example, a hammer strength chest press, extremely heavy at the lockout, and therefore a lot of that stimulus is probably going to go to your triceps. But if we take something like a prime flat or incline press, for example, you can put more of that weight in the stretch, feel your pec stretch out more, and it's not so hard locking out, so the limiting factor doesn't become your triceps. Pretty much, general point here is try and pick shit that's pretty stretch heavy, stiff leg deadlifts, back extensions, seated leg curls, leg press, hack squat, pendulum squat, you know, whatever presses, pull downs, rows, etc. And then progressible. You don't want to run into a wall here because you picked push-ups as your main chest exercise, and you can already do 25 push-ups. You have very low runway there, and that's a pretty difficult to overload exercise in terms of adding weight. So maybe pick something like a dumbbell press, machine press, barbell press, etc. Then next off, progressive overload. Like I said before, pick exercises that you can progress long-term, and then watch the resistance profiles. The short and heavy machines like hammer strength presses, you'll probably be more likely to plateau and stall out faster. Stretch heavy shit, I typically see, at least with myself, I'm able to progress them longer because the sticking point doesn't become me actually lifting up the weight because, you know, you're weakest there. So use small loading increments, micro load, you know, add the smallest increment possible on the machine, 2.5s, 5s, whatever, and then accrue those adaptations consistently. What I'll typically do, I'll give you guys an example of something I do on like a lateral raise. Let's say it's the Atlantis lateral raise. What I'll do is, you know, I'll do like 135 for 8. Let's say it's the first session. Then next session, 9, 10, 11. Once I get to 12, I'll probably bump up the weight and then see where I land on that rep range again. Probably just do the next pin. You could do that or just try to consistently add the smallest increment of load and then try and stay within your rep range. Either of those work. The biggest thing is we want to make sure we are progressing. There's many ways to skin a cat. So intensity. We want to make sure we administer a consistent dose of stimulus each set. That way the foundation of our reps already set. Each rep is fucking flawless. Then how close we get to failure, the amount of intensity we have per set, is going to determine how much stimulus each set gives us. So closer to failure is going to be a larger stimulus. Keeping effort consistent across those working sets is going to mean there's less variables to play with. Personally, for me, I just prefer to take every set to failure. It's less variables to play with. That way, okay, I know I'm fucking going to town. Then when I tweak my volume, more frequency, I am not worried about, oh, was that, you know, 4 sets of lateral raises? Maybe did I go not so hard on the third one? Or the chest press, you know, I didn't get so sore. Maybe it's because I didn't go so hard on the second one. No, go balls to the wall every set. There's less to think about. Then you have less variables to play with. Next off, volume. So we established the actual amount of stimulus we're doing per set, per rep. So now we can play with our volume per session. So now we're looking at the amount of stimulus we administer to a muscle group within a given session. See how kind of everything builds on top of each other? The total dose per session is going to determine our recovery, how quickly we recover from each workout. So balance, enough to progress, not so much you can't recover and progress that next workout. Soreness and the logbook are the main things I'll use to dictate this. Frequency. Once your session volume is set, then we can adjust frequency. Consider the recovery speed of the muscle. If recovering quickly, logbook moving, and it's a weak muscle, consider hitting it more often. But first, we want to make sure we have all the prior prerequisites established. Don't just keep slapping shit on your shit sandwich. So, examples, wellness girls, glutes 3 or 4 times a week. Guys, side delts multiple times a week. Me, myself right now, I'm hitting side delts 3 times a week, progressing every session. So if a muscle recovers quickly, don't be afraid to hit it more frequently. A lot of people are still doing shit once a week and then wondering, why the fuck is my chest, back, etc. not growing? Maybe it's because A, you still have that same shit sandwich, and B, you're hitting it once a week when it's good in 2 days. Okay, so here's a slide of example exercises for weak body parts. I'll give you guys my personal favorites out of all the ones I listed. So for me, cable Y raise that fucking nails my delts, a high incline Smith or high incline machine press, dumbbell, whatever. I like a machine press if you guys have access to a good one. For rear delts, rear delt swings, John Meadows classic, awesome. Chest, I really like the cambered bench. That shit fucks me up. If you have a hard time connecting with your chest though, maybe consider starting the session with flies. Lats, it could be the same thing. Maybe consider starting with a DC row. I'll link that down in the description, or start with a pullover of some sort so you can really expose your lats to a big range of motion and have them be pretty much the only thing working in that exercise. Next off, upper back, chest supported row. Like I said before, stable, or a Meadows row is a good option as well if you really have a hard time connecting with your upper back. Then spinal erectors, back extensions, stiff leg deadlift, my two favorites. Right now I'm running deficit stiff legs, essentially just a stiff leg deadlift with more range of motion. Again, all gets the job done. Flexion rows can be a good one if you want to add in more spinal erector volume on top of what you're already getting from all these other ones, like your hinges, deadlifts, if you do barbell rows or Meadows rows, etc. Then glutes, back extensions, hip thrust, Bulgarians, all awesome. Me personally, fucking love back extensions. Stiff legs could also fall into this category as well. Deep leg press, deep hack squat, deep pendulum, belt squat, Bulgarian split squats, all awesome exercises for quads. If you have a hard time really feeling your quads though, or you have knee pain, maybe consider starting off a session with a leg extension. So one thing you could try with all this, if it's a really weak body part, start off with an isolation exercise to really get a good connection going with the muscle neurologically, feel it, stretch, squeeze. That's gonna be the only working thing, only moving thing, so you gotta focus on it working. Then hamstrings, back extensions, stiff leg deadlift, seated leg curl, lying leg curl. Hamstrings, in my opinion, are pretty fucking simple. Stretch and squeeze exercises. Back extensions, stiff leg deadlifts, your stretches, and then these are your squeeze. You could do a kneeling leg curl, deficit stiff leg, good morning. There's a lot of options there, but these are my personal favorite. Calves, deep stretch, straight leg calf raises on a leg press or calf raise machine, whatever you have access to. You could even consider adding in like a 5 count in the bottom of a stretch on some of these exercises. Ones I'd give really notable mention to, me personally, that I like are calves, lats, chest, and then I don't do it too much for quads. Quads have always been a strong point for me, but that's one you could consider as well. And then adductors, wide stance, leg press, or hack squat, and then adductor machine. You can start out with a isolation exercise if it is a weak body part. Okay, next off, conclusion. So, what the fuck is the gist of all this? All variables interact on a sliding scale. All these interact with each other. So we want to build from the ground up. Make sure each rep is good, then each set is good, each session is good, then throughout the week, each week is good. If we establish everything to be good from the ground up and we make good weeks upon good weeks upon good weeks upon good months, years of training, that's how we actually fucking get huge. So make sure you're feeling the target muscle working when you do exercises. Make sure you're recovering. Make sure you're getting stronger with good form. Don't chase the logbook just for the sake of chasing the logbook. Stay patient and determined. Maybe consider recording your sets so you can really make sure, okay, week 1, my form is dialed in. Week 6, my form looks the exact same. I have fucking 20 more pounds in this exercise. Then for damn sure, you do that for a couple of years, keep getting stronger. You will fucking for sure have whatever it is you're trying to work on be huge, way bigger than it was at the start. Okay, stubborn muscles. Emphasize a deep stretch. Maybe consider doing like a 5 count in the stretch. That is one of the biggest things I'd say a lot of people lack, and when they try, it makes a huge fucking difference. Hope this helped, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know any questions, comments, concerns you guys have in the comments down below, or any more video lectures you'd like me to make. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.